This is why I think we're dealing with a great deal of insanity. First of all, we have to look at, it's the rich people that are controlling, you know, our world. And it's the rich people that own our universities that teach you psychology, how to make medicine, the scientists, it's our school and education system that teaches you how to work and function and provide, our reality. And they're pumping out doctors, they're pumping out scientists, they're pumping out psychologists. And who owns them? The rich guys. So do you really think the rich guys are going to develop a psychologist that says you're kind of insane? No. They kind of teach everybody that says insanity is a good thing. So if you go into a psychologist, they'll basically tell you how to be insane, because it's the insane people that are creating our education systems that are teaching doctors to teach you how to be insane. Now, let's just look at the insanity going on with drugging our food to get rid of addictions. What is an addiction? First of all, anybody that's taking a drug has a cause of why they're taking a drug. Something's not right in their life, and they feel, oh, if I just try this, then it'll be better. And so the causes are never ever going to be looked at. Some people do drugs because they're just not happy. Some people do drugs because they think that, oh, I can have a lot more fun if I do some drugs. And chances are you'll have a lot of fun doing drugs. So if you ever want to have fun, you'll do lots of drugs. We do that when we go into bars. You can't be yourself, so you have a little bit of alcohol and you kind of lighten up and have a little bit of fun. But it's the drug making you have fun, and you don't know how to have fun yourself. So a lot of people end up being alcoholics just because they don't know how to have fun without alcohol. But there's a lot of people that take drugs because there's a lot of pain in their lives. So it's more like a pain reliever. So we take drugs for a lot of different reasons, but the reality is we're taking drugs for a reason. And we're saying that taking drugs for any kind of reason is kind of wrong. But what our medical world, what these geniuses, these educated, wealthy people think is, okay, some drugs are okay. Some drugs you can be addicted. Some drugs are worth being addicted. We should put it in our food. And then you'll be happy just by taking all the drugs that we tell you a drug addiction is bad. It's like, where is the logic sense in that? Why is some drugs okay to be addicted to, while other drugs are not okay to be addicted to? And why is it we're not looking at what's the cause of why we need to take drugs in the first place? Maybe the causes are problems that we need to solve, but humanity, the guys that are insane, don't want to face their own problems. They don't want to face the humanity level problems, the global problems that we're now escalating so badly that we're feeling it on a global level. We don't want to see that. We don't want to cure the reasons why we need to be taking drugs. We want to just put a band-aid on something and let bad behavior feel good. You don't want to learn how to have fun without that alcohol, so we justify why we take alcohol. And I'm kind of noticing for my smoking addiction, there's obviously a cause of why I'm smoking, and I'm in process. I've been smoking since I was 13, and I'm 51. Quit many times in my life, but something always drew me back to smoking. So I kind of knew I'll have the answer to friggin' everything if I understand what this addiction really is about. If I can have total control where nothing ends up making me smoke again. What is the driving force behind why I smoke in the first place? I need to deal with that if I have any hope of quitting smoking. I mean, I can quit smoking, no problem. Go through a little bit of hell for 6 weeks, get that system, that drug out of your system. But, once a smoker, always a smoker. Something in your life is going to come up and you'll always go back to it. Same with alcoholics. They can go into AA, admit they're an alcoholic, you know, and why do they have to go to meetings all the time? Because they got a problem that they don't want to face. They still don't want to face it. They don't want to transform the reason why they constantly have this voice in their head that says, I need a drink, I need a drink. They need to go to meetings and support groups to constantly say, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it. And we use this, be tough, just be strong, be tough, fight that urge. And it's like, why aren't we getting rid of the urge in the first place? Nobody even wants to comprehend that there is a cause that needs to be overcome. And, so I'm really, really against AA. And AA members are really against me for even suggesting it because, any other cure is so friggin' dangerous because it's killing people, and it's like, how would it kill you if you kind of knew why you have that urge in the first place? And if you got rid of that urge, if you were transforming that urge, the causes of why you have this voice in your head that says, I need a drink, I need a drug, I need to smoke, if we got rid of that, wouldn't we jump into the solutions of everything that we're experiencing? Wouldn't that be getting rid of the big bad problem? And it just seems like all of psychology is all about cope and deal. Don't transform the reason why you're in problems. Just turn it around and make it work for you. It's like why Tony Robbins didn't deal with why he was living with poverty. So instead of living in poverty, he decided to be the rich guy and be the rich guy in the same way that caused his own poverty. So now that he's a rich guy, he's creating poverty in other people's lives, just like what was done to him. So his way of transforming it was just to become it. And he's not recognizing the attachment he has into creating a lot of hardship that he experienced because he doesn't know how to transform a problem into a solution. And if you even notice any of his advice, it's like, if you can't, you must. It's like an alcoholic, like, I need a group. I need to constantly say, this is really, really hard for me to do, so I must do it. And it's like, no, solving a problem should be easy. It should be a piece of cake. And what I'm noticing with my own smoking addiction, and my life events have made me super, super sensitive right now. Everybody in the universe is saying, oh, toughen up, don't be sensitive, be strong. And it's like, let's think about that. Does that make any logic sense to be, not sensitive? Being sensitive is a really, really good guide. It tells you exactly what's right and wrong because you're sensitive to it. So, when I see people say, oh, tough enough, it's like, oh, stay away from me, because you are just a big, mean person and I will be in a lot of pain if I'm near you, and I'll express that pain, and then they think that, oh, I got a lot of issues, and it's like, no, you are my issue. You create a lot of pain, so I'm staying away from you. But I've noticed being hypersensitive and having a smoking addiction, I notice things that a lot of other people don't notice. And part of this smoking addiction says, it's not good for me and it will eventually kill me. So there's something within me that says, oh, you just want to die. The problem's so big that you just want to die. And you're doing a slow death by smoking. So I kind of see that anybody else that's smoking has the same thing going on with them, that they just don't know about it. And most of these people that are, trying to find truth, trying to find this big answer to what's going on in our world, they all smoke. And the deal is that, okay, can you not notice they're all trying to kill us? And can you kind of notice that your own actions is smoking every day is kind of you trying to kill yourself, and you can't even reflect on your own actions? And this big awakening that I think that we need to be doing is, why do you want to die? Why do you want to do harm to your body? What is the cause of that? And instead of going out there in the big world and trying to find out what's going on out there, why don't you go inside you and see what is it about you that makes you want to die? And for the most part, it is that I don't want to live. The world is pretty fucked up. So, in my logic, how I'm changing my stories is okay, the world is screwed up. I got to be part of the change. Okay, they can't listen to me. I got to be the example. So I have to teach myself how to live better. I have to teach myself how to have value for myself. I have to teach myself how to live a different way. And I kind of think that as soon as I'm there, then I might be setting an example. And people tend to learn by example, not by words that we use. So maybe a lot of the world will change if I change. But think about it. Do you smoke? Why do you smoke? What's the purpose behind it? Is it killing you? Are you too young that your body is in such good shape that you're so strong that you can't feel how much it's draining your energy? It's taking the oxygen out of you. All of your organs need more oxygen. So every time you have a smoke, you're draining every organ you have of the oxygen it needs to live well. So while you're worried about food being poisoned, you're poisoning yourself and you have no control over it. So my message to all smokers is, shouldn't we get a little bit of self-control? Shouldn't we sort of examine it, why we're killing ourselves, and stop worrying about other people killing us, and then maybe we will gain the strength over them and be evil. Peace out.